Hello, friends. Hello. Welcome back. It is a beautiful day. The sun is shining. Beautiful out. So, guess what today is? Garden tour day. And I am so excited to show you because we got some things popping. So, let's start with the not so popping stuff first. We're going to do this backwards from what I usually show you. Okay, so let's flip this around and show you what we got going on in our garden. Okay, first up is my very sad tulip garden. It just didn't make it this year. It just, yeah. So you know what? We're going to just move on from that. Okay. Let's start with the black raspberries. This one was getting eaten by rabbits again. So hopefully it comes through. This one is doing really well. I don't know if the rabbits just haven't seen it yet or if they just don't like the weeds around it. The rabbits completely annihilated that one. They've stripped this one right down. They've stripped this one down. I think the rabbits just don't want us to have black raspberries on our property. This elderberry, not looking too hot. The mulberry tree, though. Look at this. Look at all the greenery. Oh my gosh. You recall we transplanted this from our old homestead, and I'm so glad that we did. We love mulberries. Usually they're fast growing tree, but this one I think was a little stunted from transplanting it the wrong time of year. But I still have hope because it's green, so it's a win, I think. This elderberry is doing well. I think I'm actually going to mulch around it. I think that might help it a little bit, to be honest. Hopefully you can still hear me because the wind is picking up. This apricot tree is not doing so well. I don't know. I might just replace it. But this apricot tree, look at that. Oh my gosh. Look how beautiful that is. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Stunning. Okay, so if you couldn't tell, we are in the orchard. The trees need some water, so just don't judge me on that, okay? We were just in a heat wave, and then we got like this flash flooding, but it wasn't enough flash flooding to like really do good for the plants. But that's okay. I'm gonna bring some hoses out and get these watered tonight. But this pear tree has some pears starting. It has actually like a fair amount, which is really exciting. Our kids love pears. Plum tree's looking great. Just everything in the orchard is looking good. Let's try to block this wind from my mic. The apple tree has lots of little apples starting on it, which is really fantastic. Like, gosh, look at that. Aren't those stunning? It looks like it's going to be a poppin' year for the orchard, which is fantastic. Okay, onto the berry garden. Raspberries still taking the lead. These suckers just don't want to stop. Won't stop, don't stop, you know? Blueberries still looking sad, but there's some Andrew noticed there's some hope going on these ones, so maybe one bush will produce a handful of berries this year. It's okay. And you're probably thinking that I should cover them, and I really should, but buying cloth covers for my garden beds are not in my budget right now. No shame. Blackberries. Rabbits got into these a couple weeks ago as well, ate up all our plants, but Andrew and I were out here and look what we noticed. Little baby blackberry bushes starting again, so there must have still been roots in the ground. So that makes me really happy because we go through a lot of blackberries in our house, so I was really sad about that. The strawberry patch, I have the same feelings that I've had every video so far. I just really don't like this variety. I don't even remember what it was called. I'm so angry about it, but so we're just not going to discuss it, okay? But it looks like they're doing okay. So, like, I shouldn't complain too much, but I'm still going to complain because, like, that's not what a strawberry patch should look like on its second year. So, I guess I have high expectations from what I've had in the past. So anyway, the berry gardens in the orchard for the most part are doing pretty stinking well. Okay, on the front porch. This is just my nursery station going on here, but seedlings are all looking great. A bunch of them need to be transplanted. I just don't have space for them just yet. So hopefully they can hold out just a little bit longer. I've had to up pot a few things, but these little babies just need to hang on a little bit longer. I was not going to show this, but I'm actually going to show it. This is my Tropics of Doom, or what we're going to call it, okay? I just completely hacked all my tropical plants today. We brought them out after the frost date, and unfortunately we got hit with a very mild frost, but it was still a frost nonetheless. So all of my tropics were really bad. And the thing about tropics, in my opinion, that I've learned over the years, some people don't disagree, but my methods have been proven, so I'm going to just keep doing what I do. I chopped them up because the soil was still warm. The root system was still good. And I'm not afraid that it's going to completely destroy my plants. Yeah, they look really sad right now, but they'll come back. Like, there's already new growth on this one. This one has new growth already. There was another one down here that has new growth. So I'm not overly worried. It's sad to see right now, the beginning of the season, obviously, but you know, that's my fault for bringing them out. I should have waited a couple more weeks, but I thought, you know, frost date hit, we're good to go. It was pretty warm. We were in like high 70s, 80s. But oh well, I'm not worried. Let's move on to the garden. Okay. Look at these potatoes. All the potato plants are popping. They're all doing fan-frickin-tastic. I actually need to get some more soil into them, like ASAP. That's probably what I'll do tomorrow, to be honest. But potatoes are all looking fantastic. I'm very happy with their progress. These I'm still not happy with. I actually might contact the gentleman that I bought them from because he's local and just say, hey, I'm struggling here. Is there something I can do to kickstart? I don't know. These are the pawpaw plants. We have 10 pawpaw trees that we're trying to grow. We don't want 10. We actually only wanted like 3, maybe 4 pawpaws. But the gentleman was selling them in packs of 10 for the seeds. He gave us instructions. We followed them to a T. That was like over a month ago. And we had them stored in the garage because that's what he said to start them in. And we're just having no luck. So I'm not sure what's going on. It's a little frustrating, to be honest. But our lettuce pots, I moved over here. If you recall, they were over there by the garden shed. But I found that it was a little too shady over there. The shed was blocking some of the sun. So I moved them over here. And they're already doing better over here. So these are our Paris Island lettuce, which essentially is like a romaine lettuce. I don't know what happened in that section, but and then this is the same thing. We started a second pot. And then these 2 pots that look really sad. Is there any germination? Oh, there is. There's baby seeds you can't see. Okay. These 2 are a cut lettuce blend called Fast and the Furious. So those are started. This cabbage patch is definitely struggling. Cabbage is a cool weather crop. We were just in a heat warning, which was so weird. Like, it's so weird. So these ones are they're struggling. They're struggling hard. I'm really hoping that they come through it, to be honest, and we have some cabbage because we want to make some kraut. But I'm going to obviously leave them, let them keep trying. It looks like they're trying to push through, so let's hope. The ugly TP right now, that will look better eventually, I promise. But the arugula that Andrew and I planted last week is coming up nicely. So we planted 1 row there, 1 row here. I have to weed this garden bed still, but... And then I did order the seeds for the beans, because for our beans, our green beans. I did order the seeds. They should be here tomorrow, actually, so I can get those planted and started. This is our sweet corn bed, and sweet corn actually loves a lot of heat and a lot of water. A lot of heat, a lot of water. So these guys have actually been doing really well with this weather, which is, you know, exciting. Although we did lose some plants. So, not sure if the rabbits took them or if they just didn't I don't even know because they did germinate well. So, oh well. The garlic and onion patch. So, they're all doing super, super well. I'm very happy with the progress of all of these right now, which is fantastic. I wish I had more, but you know, things happen. These are just extra elderberries because we sell them on the side. So we had some extra left over, and I'm just going to keep them there in the pots. These are extra from a seed sale that we did, and um, some of these cannot stay in pots for very long. So I'm just going to find a spot that I can plant them here on our homestead. I'll find a spot. There's always a spot. I think that's my problem with gardening, is that I'll always find a spot. It's the same thing with my house plants in my house. I always find a spot to put them, right? Turnips. Look at those. Gosh, Andrew and I love turnips. These are so good. These are the Purple Prince variety. They're our favorite, but really excited. Spinach, also a cool weather crop that's struggling right now. Like, it's still coming through, but it's definitely a struggle bus. Okay, another struggle bus bed. This bed actually makes me really angry. I kind of just want to rip it all up and put something else down, but Andrew says it's not practical. The problem when your husband gardens with you and he understands the gardening cycle is that he'll stop your impulsiveness, right? So I'm frustrated with this bed because these broccolis are just having the hardest time. We lost like 10 broccoli plants in here, which frustrated me. We had sown 2 rows of green onions and they completely got obliterated. Not quite sure how, to be honest. And it's really frustrating, but it is what it is. So he says just let it go. I'm thinking I actually might in the middle, because the broccolis we planted on the 2 outside rows. So I think in the middle I might throw down some more radish seeds, to be honest, because I feel like that's wasted space now that the onions didn't take. And with having such a reduced garden space this year compared to what I'm used to, I don't like having wasted space. It frustrates me. So I think I might do that. Those bins, I'm actually gonna do a video describing about that afterwards. Asparagus bed is still popping, friends. Look at it. Look at all the seeds too. Oh my gosh. We're actually really excited that this thing is producing so many seeds. So every day when we think that this is done producing garlic, asparagus for us, I end up picking another like half pound. It's crazy. So the ones that we've let and gone to seed are really thin stalks. You don't want to pick them when they're too thin. It's just not the best for the plants. But we're gonna save all the seeds when they turn into like a red color. So once they get to that phase, we're gonna save them. We're gonna plant them. I'm gonna throw some into here. I'm actually going to show you how I germinate asparagus seeds. I learned it from a lady at my grandfather's church. It's actually really fascinating, and I'll share that in the fall time with you because it's something you do in the fall. But it's a really fascinating method, but it's been proven to work for us for years, so I'm going to do it again. Yes, I've still not cleaned up my garden. Judge me. Or don't judge me. I don't really care. I have more important things to do than clean up my garden. I really do have to get it done, though. Like, I really do. Look at those. Oh my gosh, how stunning. Our peas are doing so well. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. And then inside the pea rows are the carrots. They're doing really well as like they're thriving. I am so happy because like I've said before, I've struggled with carrots. I've only struggled with them during the germination phase. And these things are just like, gosh, I'm so happy with these this year. This bed just looks so beautiful. Okay, next one. What's the final garden bed actually? But final garden bed. This is what the exciting news is that I have to share. So, first off, our kale. Even though it's cool weather, it seems to be freaking thriving, and I don't know why. But you know what? I'm not even going to question it because I love kale and I don't like paying for it in the store. So, grow, baby kale, grow. It's just so pretty. Here's the exciting news. So, as you know, we are big radish people in our house. Radishes. I have 4 rows planted here. The first row is actually ready for me to pick technically if I really wanted to, but I'm gonna just wait a little bit longer just for preference for sizes. But look, oh my gosh, so many pretty radishes. Andrew tried one the other day and he said it was delicious. He loves radishes like candy. So the first row is ready and I've been planting. There's 4 rows here right now so that we were doing succession planting and I'm so happy about it. Like, that's such a great decision. Extra plants from plant sale once again. Some of these will stay in pots, some of them won't. This I'm actually going to do a video about. Oh, it looks like bugs got to it. Those are radish seeds. I'm going to do a video why I did that. So stay tuned for that. Our elderberries that are here are doing really well. Really happy. So if somebody tells you not to chop down your up your elderberries, don't listen to them. They're going to regrow, okay? Our rhubarb is looking fan-freaking-tastic, but it is basically done for the year, which is okay. I feel like we got a pretty good harvest this year from it. I have some in the freezer. 2 of the plants have started flowering. So traditionally, if you want to keep eating that rhubarb, pulling from it, you would pull that stalk with the flower so that you can get rid of it before it goes to seed. Because all the stalks that we have left are really thin, we don't like to keep thin stalks. Like, it's not worth it to pull it off the plant. We're just going to let them flower. We're going to let them go to seed. And then that way we can collect the seeds and we'll have seeds so we can get some more rhubarb started next year in pots. They are a huge success when we do plant sales. So that will be fantastic. But they were a pretty great plant this year. Now over to one of my favorite parts of our property, even though it looks like a jungle. I am obsessed with a wildflower garden. Unfortunately, at this phase, the wildflower garden just looks like a bunch of weeds growing. And there's nothing I can do to change that. It's just, the way that they grow and they start. So they're looking a little, weedy, but I promise you in a couple weeks, this is going to look so, so stunning. Also, can you tell that I'm the one that sowed the seeds and not Andrew? I just kind of sprinkled them down, so some patches have more. We picked up some 2 hanging basket strawberry plants for the kids. I forget what the variety of these are called. I don't have much faith in them, to be honest. But apparently they're just an annual strawberry. They're going to die off. They won't make it. The kids' fairy garden is overrun by wildflowers as well. But they want me to leave the wildflowers. They said it makes it look cooler if I leave the wildflowers there. So we're not going to pull them. Just going to leave them there for the kids. But I can't wait for this whole wildflower garden to be in full bloom. Last year it was so stunning. And I just cannot wait for it. Okay. I know you're probably thinking, like, why is this project still not done? There's 1,000 reasons why. But the main thing is that we're going to hopefully get it done this week. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that by the next week's garden tour, this herb spiral will be completed. I really need to get it done because we have a bunch of herbs that need to be transplanted out of their pots because they're getting too big for their pots. So I'm really hoping and crossing my fingers that we can get this project done this weekend. So cross your fingers for us. Hopefully next week's video you will see a beautiful, beautiful herb garden, spiral garden. I was totally having mic problems here. I don't even know what happened. So we're just going to do a quick little voiceover. But I'm basically just saying thank you so much for following along this garden series. It's going so well, except for the mic. Recording's not my strong suit, okay? It is starting to look fantastic. It is starting to look beautiful. It is starting to look luscious. I'm just so happy for this phase. I'll be more happier when I can start harvesting. I say that now, but then come harvest season, I'm always so stressed because then I have so much canning to do and preserving, which I love doing. It's a lot sometimes. So anyway, friends, thank you for coming along our garden tour series, and I will see you next week for next week's garden tour.